what's up? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about how to increase your engagement for revenue. So engagement is incredibly important when it comes to your brand. It gives your brand credibility and it gives you authority in the marketplace. It is something you should always be striving to increase. Also, you have to understand that it is a marathon, not a sprint. There are a couple ways to dramatically increase your engagement in a short period of time, but in those strategies, a lot of them end up dying off because the strategies are like contests and stuff like that. But you will use those tactics, but I will also talk about ways that you just gradually improve, and those are a lot more sustainable. So with that said, we're going to get straight into it. I'm going to talk about each of these concepts a little bit. So the first thing that I have here for increasing your engagement for revenue is activity. You always have to have consistent activity. Now, you've probably heard that before, that you have to stay consistent on social media, but it really is important that you always have consistent, high quality content going out. Because if you post maybe 3 times in a week and then you don't post for 2 weeks, there's not going to be a real pattern. And pattern is really crucial for the human mind when they are watching or following a brand. They want to know when you're posting. And not just that, also if you establish a good pattern, like if you post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, your followers will be looking for it and they will be more likely to engage. The second concept I have is that you need to have an angle and a voice. So a good example of this is like Wendy's. Wendy's is always, they're always emphasizing that they serve their meat fresh. They're never frozen. They even go to the extent of, bashing their competitors that their meat is frozen and it's not good and all that, which is good. They have a voice, it's consistent. Starbucks has a voice in the sense that they're very customer oriented. They're always trying to get feedback from the customers and do what's best for the customer. You need to find your voice and you need to stay consistent with that. If you don't have a voice, your customer is not going to be able to connect with you. Voice is crucial when it comes to driving engagement. So you need to find that voice. You need to find what your brand is about and what you offer your customers. The third thing I have here is that you need to mix up your content. Again, if you don't mix up your content, your customers will become desensitized to what you're posting. So if you only post pictures, your customers will get desensitized to your pictures. You need to mix it up. Pictures, videos, post on your story. If we're talking about Instagram, you need to get on IGTV, like I've said before. You need to start being creative, putting up series. You need to get featured. Mix it up. You need to mix it up, test what works best. But even when if pictures are working best for you, you still got to post some videos. Just make it as engaging as possible, because if you just do one or two things, your followers will get desensitized to those things. The fourth thing that you need to have are call to actions. You need to have call to actions on majority of the content that you push out. Reason being is because if your customer sees a post and they like it, if you don't tell them what to do, they're not going to take any action. It's pretty much it's one of the basic sales concepts as well, that people don't really take action unless you give them an action to take. So you always want to be telling them to comment on the photo, comment on the video, or leave feedback. Or if you want them to go to a landing page, tell them to click the link in your bio. You always want to have a call to action that they can follow. It's really crucial. The fifth thing I have here is that you always need to stay relevant. You need to stay up to date. In this day and age, there's new stuff trending every day, and you always want to be aligned with the trends that align with your brand. If there's topics that are trending that align with your brand and you're not posting about them, you are missing out big on engaging content. This is something you have to do. You have to always be checking what's trending every day. It's crucial. People love to talk about stuff that is popular on any given day. The sixth thing I have here is that you need to use fan-generated content. This is actually a crazy good strategy. I know this bracelet brand, North Skull, where they actually have like contests where their customers that buy their bracelets can send in pictures to them of them wearing the bracelets. And the best pictures that they have, they post it on their page. And this creates like a competition, because now people are sending in their bracelets and they're sending in pictures of them with their bracelets driving like a Maserati. So it's like, you know, it's creating perceived value, because now it's like their bracelets are on par with Maserati. So now people are looking at it as a luxury goods. This is a great way to get fans to engage with you, because if they're sending in their content constantly to try to get featured on your page, people, more and more fans will strive to be in contact with you, get closer to you, and they'll also be engaging with your content. So it's a great strategy, and I suggest that all brands try to use it. The seventh thing that I have here is that you have to make it about them. And this is, again, another simple sales concept, but something that you have to keep in mind, that everything you post is about your following, your customer. It's not about you. It's not about your brand. You have to make it about them. You have to understand, this is where analytics come in. You have to understand what they want, what they're talking about in regards to your brand, what problems they have when it comes to your niche, and how you can solve them. You always have to know who you are targeting and what you are solving for them. Some things to keep in mind, and that's the reason testing is so crucial. The eighth thing is that you have to treat your best customers like royalty. So a lot of brands, they have like a top 20 customers that are super fans, or people that buy pretty much everything they put out. If you have super fans, you should be treating them like royalty. And I mean giving them discount codes, engaging with them, even giving them free products at times. And I'd go as far as say remembering their birthday and giving them a birthday gift on their birthday. Reason is because, one, when you do that, first of all, your most loyal followers, the ones who you're treating like royalty, will become pretty much lifelong customers. And apart from that, other customers are going to take note. They're going to see, wow, they treat their best customers like really well, like royalty. I want to be in that group. And then you will start accumulating more and more fans, loyal customers, lifelong customers. And as I've said before, the more value you put out, the more you'll get in return. It is it is proven. So definitely treat your most loyal customers like royalty. The ninth thing that you need is engaging copy. Now, I can't go into this too much because it's its own topic, and I'm going to make a video right after this regarding engaging copy. But something that you have to keep in mind is that when it comes to copy, which is like headlines and stuff like that, headers, each word has a purpose. You don't want it to be too long. You don't want it to be too short. Each word has a purpose, and there has to be keywords in each. So, for example, what do I have up here? Increase engagement for revenue. That's 4 words. Each word serves a purpose. Increase, we're going up. Engagement, something that you need to strive for. And what's it for? It's for revenue. Revenue is the ultimate sell word. You need to have engaging copy, because copy leads to engagement, obviously, but it also catches the reader's eye. You need also to focus on their pain points. What are they struggling with that you can solve? Again, I'm going to make a whole video dedicated to copy. That's just a quick, few tips, but you need to definitely have engaging copy. 10, you need to have story. Again, I've stressed this before, how crucial story is to branding, but it really is important when it comes to engagement. Look, the example that I always use, if you have on your about page like best spaghetti in Los Angeles, right? That's totally different than having, in 1920, our grandmother made this recipe. She protected it all her life, brought it across the world over here, and now we serve it the same way as 1920, the award-winning way. That's two different complete. One is eye-catching, one is just opinion. One is best spaghetti in Los Angeles, cool. Everyone says that. And then one is story. You need to have a story when it comes to your content that you're pushing out. And you need to keep that story with everything you post. It all has to be aligned. Because again, a story is the thing that it catches the human mind, you know, and they get emotionally involved with stories. So you need to have a story that you're always following. The next way is a way to dramatically increase your engagement in a short period of time, and that's contests. Contests are a great way to increase your engagement, but you have to have a few things here. You need to have people who are going to repost your content because you need already have a following, and you need to have a very good prize, and it has to align with your brand. So again, if you're like a Italian restaurant and you serve the best spaghetti in Los Angeles, you're not going to give away an iPad. It makes no sense. It doesn't align with your brand. But what you could give away is it has to be eye-catching. So a good example is free dinner for a year. Now, at first you're saying, man, I gotta serve them free dinner every day. No, because then you have fine print. You know, you can make it once a month, come in for free dinner. So then that's 12 dinners a year, which isn't bad at all considering the engagement you're gonna get from it. Because you put this up, you have a big poster with win free dinner for a year. Just repost this post or tag 3 people in this post. Bring in 3 friends and you're entered. Whatever you want to do. Contests are an amazing way to drive engagement. A lot of companies do this and they get a ton more engagement, and then more engagement ultimately leads to brand awareness. Brand awareness is one of the pillars when it comes to selling because people need to know you to buy from you. It's an all-around win. You should definitely I think any business, any brand should be running contests. So it's something that you should try. It'll dramatically increase your engagement. Some will fall off after the contest, but you will retain some, especially if they like your brand. And the 12th thing that you have to do is test. Again, with everything you have to test when it comes to your brand, your analytics from your followers, anything you do. You have to test all of these, see what works for you, and see what you like best. Again, if you try out all of these, and you stay consistent with all of these, you will increase your engagement, all right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. You know, engagement leads to more brand awareness, leads to more sales. It's something you should strive for every day. And that is it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.